Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is the place where you learn new skill every time you visit. So keep updating yourself by subscribing to the channel.
So today we'll discuss loops in Java and types of loops in Java. All right. We are discussing loops in Java. Right. So in any programming language, a loop is a set of instruction or a syntax or a set of command which repeats a given set of instruction or function inside it until a condition is reached. All right. So we'll discuss that in the next slide. Here we have three types of loops in Java: the for loop, the while loop, and the do while loop. Okay, so let's see them in detail. Now, the for loop. When we say the for loop, the Java for loop is used to iterate a part of a program many times. If the number of iteration is fixed, we recommend you to use the for loop, right? So its syntax goes like this over here. If you look, we have initial value. We have a loop variable called I. Okay, usually we go with I, J, and K. We have a testing condition and we have a increment. So now this is the body of the for loop. So whatever falls inside it will get repeated that many number of times. So now when this loop runs, it will print repeat 1, repeat 2, repeat 3. The value of I is going to change from 1 to till the condition is met, till the condition happens to be true, right? Now this in this syntax we have actually three parts combined together, which makes the for loop syntax. So this is the initializer, right? Now if you look for the other part, that would be the testing condition. Now the testing condition is this one, okay? The I less than equals to 10. And if we see the third part, which is the update, which is this one, all right? So this is our update part. So this way the three parts combine together: initializer, update, and testing condition, and they form a loop syntax in Java. Okay. And let's go further and see them in further details. So the for loop in Java continues, and we have, if we don't keep any values inside it, it will run for infinite times. For example, if I do it like this without keeping anything inside the for, so this particular set of statement will get repeated infinite number of times. Or if we keep a testing condition such that it is never reached, I'm starting I with 1, I'm giving I less than 10, but I'm not making the I to reach 10. So this will again go for the infinite number of times. All right. So this is the way you need, if in case you need an infinite loop. Rarely you don't need it, but in case you need it, you can use the syntax this way. Now we continue with the for loop. For loop, basically, as I told you, the syntax has three parts, right? The three parts in the syntax, but other than the three parts, there's one more part, which is the content of the loop. So if we go systematically, the first part is initialization. It is the first part of the syntax which is executed once when the loop starts, that is I equals to 1. This is the first part. When you talk about the condition, it is the second part of the syntax which is executed each time to test the condition, that is I less than equals to 10. When we talk about the statement, okay, now the statement means whatever is written inside the body of the loop. And when we go for the increment and decrement, this is the update part or increment or decrement part in a loop. So basically a loop has four parts altogether, but the syntax has three parts. All right. Now this loop is called entry control loop, the for loop. Why it is called entry control loop? Because the condition is being checked here at the entry of this loop. Whenever we are entering the loop, we are checking the condition. So this kind of loops are called entry control. Okay. Let's see the flow diagram of this loop. So here in the flow diagram, it's clear that you initialize a value that was I equals to 1 in our case. All right. I equals to 1. And let me show that I equals to 1. And the condition where we said that I is less than 10 was our testing condition in the previous slide or in the previous loop. All right. If this condition happens to be true, it goes there. uh, it goes here, I'm sorry, it goes here this way, and put the statement that system.out.print 1 or anything else which you want to put there. Then it does the increment or a decrement as per the question. So it will do the I equals to I plus 1 thing here, and after increasing the value of I with 1, it goes back and checks the condition that whether still I is less than 10 or not. Okay, and keeps going to, if the condition is false, it comes this way and ends the program. So this is the full flow diagram of a for loop in Java. Now we move on to the next kind of loop, which is the while loop in Java. The Java while loop is used to iterate a part of a program many times, just like the for loop. But if the number of iterations are not fixed, we recommend this. So the for loop we were using when the number of conditions were fixed. Now here, we recommend that if number of condition is not fixed, we should go for this. Now the syntax of the while loop is, it start with I equals to 1, the loop variable outside the loop body. Then we are checking I modulus 7 not equals to 0. So here we don't know that how many times the process will happen. Earlier we know that from I equals to 1 till I 10 we have to go for it. Now my condition is different. It says if I modulus 7 not equal to 0. So till the value of I does not gets divided by 7, I will go on. I don't know how many times. So in such cases you have to use while loop. Now you are printing the while loop executes and updating the value. So here is the initializer, here is the testing condition, here is the update part of a while loop. Okay, it's going to do the same thing, repeat only, but it is used when you don't know how many times the loop is going to execute. We recommend you to use the while loop. Okay, so this is again called an entry control loop. As you can clearly see that the condition is checked at the entry point of the loop. All right, let's move ahead and see the diagram of this. So the diagram shows you that when you enter the loop, the condition is being checked. If the condition is true, it goes and executes the statement. It does the update here and comes back and check the condition. So this keeps on repeating till the condition is true. If the condition becomes false, it goes out, ends the loop. Okay. So this, so far we have learned the for loop and the while loop. Now we go for the do while loop, the third loop in Java. Now the Java do while loop is used to iterate a part of a program several times, just like the other loops. But if the number is iteration is not fixed, we should go for this, and it has an advantage that it gets executed at least once. So when we have to do something that we want to execute something at least once, and then we have to decide whether we want to go for that loop further or not, then this is the best loop to be used. As in this loop, the condition is checked at the end, so it at least runs once. I'll show you the syntax of this. Here is the syntax. If you see over here, you'll come to know that initial value of I is 1. You are entering the loop without any condition being checked here. You're just printing the value of I, then updating and then checking the condition. The condition is being checked at the end. So this loop at least gets executed once. And very important point, this is the only loop which has a semicolon, right? Not the while loop, neither the while loop has a semicolon within them. Okay. Now, this is the exit control loop, of course, because the condition is being checked at the end. Now, the do while loop in Java, the diagram of the do while loop in Java, the flow diagram of the do while loop in Java. So, this is the flow diagram of the do while loop in Java. Here again, it enters the loop without any condition being checked. The statement executes at least once. Then the condition is checked. If it is true, it goes further and prints or executes that statement again. But if the condition happens to be false, even after executing once, it goes down and ends the loop. So this is the only loop with semicolon, and this is the only loop which execute at least once. So this loop we use it for presenting the menus, where menus like where we have to show a menu first and then ask user to do this or that on the user choice, and then on the user choice from the menu, then the loop will continue or not. So in such kind of scenario or programs, you have to use the do while loop. All right. So now whatever we have learned, let's see them practically. All right. So I'll go to the blue J, and I have opened the program. with a named loop and in the public static void main function, which we have already discussed in the previous video. If you haven't seen these videos, please go through them in the same series of Java. So now we are running practically how the loop works. So I'll first check for the for while loop. Okay, so it goes like this: for int I equals to 1, I less than equals to 10, I plus plus. Okay, this is the body of the loop, and inside the body, whatever I will write, that will get executed that many number of times. So if I say repeat and I print the value of I, this will repeat. Even if I have two statements inside it, both will get repeated. I can write next. So it's a repeat and then store the value and next. Let's run it and see it. So I'm compiling it. It compiles. I'll go to the BlueJ main screen and run my program. Okay. So if you see, it prints repeat, repeat. Now since there is no slash n, so it is going horizontally, I'll just do the formatting of the output by putting a new line here. Once I put a new line, everything will come on the next line, right? So it will be better to see. So I'll compile again, no syntax error. Go to my main screen of the BlueJ and run it. So now see, it will show you repeat 1 next, repeat 2 next, repeat 3 till 10. Okay, so this is the execution of the for loop. Very simple loop to be used. All right. Now let's check for we are talking about the infinite loop also. When we don't have anything in the body of the loop, as we said, it's going to be infinite, right? So let's remove everything from the thing and let's put infinite under it so that okay. Let's see how it works. No syntax error. Go to this and run. Okay, I will see the loop will continue going infinite, infinite, infinite. Now, how can I stop this? We need to go back to the main screen, and here, if you can see, guys, here there's something moving right on the bottom right corner. You just have to click there so that that stops. Okay, so once that stops, your program will stop. Okay, now let's quickly go to the do while loop. Okay, so I'll remove this content. Then I'll introduce a do while loop. So do while loop goes like this: int I equals to 1, the variable you have to initialize before the loop, of course, the 2, okay, and then your condition while I is less than equals to say 5 and semicolon. As I told you, this is the only loop which will have semicolon. And now inside this loop, I can print the value of I without any message. So it's going to print 1, 2, 3, 4 till 5. I'll compile and I'll run the program. Okay, so if I go here, you see it's printing 1, 1, 1, 1. Did you get why it's printing 1, 1, 1, 1, 1? And it has also become an infinite loop. The reason being that we have not put the update part. The value of I is 1. We have kept a condition. I told you a few minutes before in the same video that when you put a condition which is never reachable, it is an infinite loop. So here it's going infinite loop. Alright. Once I put a condition so that the value of 5 is reached, then it will stop. Okay, so I'll compile and I'll go to the screen and clear that 111 output comes clearly, and now I'll run. So here I run. Okay, output screen, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So this is the while while loop rather. And as you know that as I told you that even if the condition is false, it get executed once. Let's check that. So what I do, I is 1, and I'm saying that I'll increase the value of I to 6. Okay, now see, my condition is I should be less than 5. Okay, but my initial value of I is 6. Since the condition is checked at the end, it is an exit control loop. So this will at least execute once. It will print the value of I, then update it, and then check the condition, and after that it won't run it. Let's see that. Yeah, see, it prints 6. That means the loop gets executed at least once, even if the condition is false. So that's why it's called, it is used for printing the menus where the user will choose option and then the program goes ahead. Now let's go for the mm, last loop, the while loop. While here, the only difference is the condition comes on the top. That's it. Okay. So here I'll remove the stuff. I'll just compile it quickly. Semicolon is required. I'll run it. And here it comes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, guys. So this is the loops in Java, and in the next video, we'll discuss the nested loops and the jump statements. Okay, all those things. So be with us. If you haven't subscribed so far, please subscribe to the channel so that you get the notification as soon as I upload a video. Thank you very much for giving your time. Bye bye.
If you are new to the channel, please subscribe it. Also press the bell notification so that you get notification as soon as I release a new video. Share and like the video.